Alrighty, hello guys. I know you can't see my face because my face is currently being used by OBS, or not OBS, by Discord, because we're in a Discord video call. So, yeah, this stream is going to be for, if you guys have questions about Lino, about DLive. There's been a lot of stuff going around saying that DLive is a scam and all that stuff. And well, I've made plenty of withdrawals, and when I first started on DLive, I had a lot of questions, and I'm sure some of you guys might still have questions or unclear of things. So if you guys have questions, we should just post them in chat. We'll be asking a bunch of questions. I think we're taking turns asking questions. But yeah, if you guys ever want to know anything about the Lino or DLive, we actually have the CEO of the Lino thing. His name is Wilson. He's going to be here to answer all your questions. But hello, Scream.ava. Hello, Walking Dead fan. Hello, Aurora. Hello, Dark Lord Stu. Hello, Zaro. Hello, ya boy Edward. Hello, Alexis. Hello, Brayden. Hello, Spa Eddie. Hello to Popo. Hello to King Ghidorah. Hello, Baller. Hello, Sickle. Hello to... Oh, let me scroll down here. And hello, Ronnie. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, can I make the Discord screen bigger? Yes, I will in a minute once everybody's ready. I don't want to switch screens because they are still talking and setting things up. So we'll switch in just a minute, and we're just gonna leave it on the screen just till they're all ready to go. My camera's the only one that's on right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got a couple people that are ready. But yeah, they're not all quite ready yet. I guess I'm a little bit ahead of the ball for once. So I'm surprised because usually I'm the one that's always behind. But hello, Brian. What does it actually mean? Okay, that's a great question. So yeah, if you guys have questions, I would love to know. Okay. I know the answer to that, but we'll ask that so everybody can hear the same responses. And yeah, if you guys have questions about DLive, about Lino, now is the time to ask. And I know we're on the screen. We're gonna switch as soon as everybody else is ready. So don't mind that there's no cam. My Discord is using it, so my OBS cannot. We've got who we've got with us today. Let me see. We've got Sam Pepper. We've got Stone Crypto. We've got Legend. I think Lieutenant Zon is going to be joining us in a little bit, and then we've got Wilson from the Lino. And oh shoot, I didn't get to see that message. Oh no, the caps lock. Hello, Fire. Hello, Dangerous Dan. Hello. Am I making the switch? Okay, so we've been dual streaming, but we've also been doing exclusive stuff on DLive as well. So, I've been doing both. And short answer, Dangerous Dan, no. Oh, let me switch screens. They're talking now.
Right? How this kind of structure will work is every person will get 5 minutes to ask their questions and have their questions answered by Wilson, and then we'll move on to the next
Yes,
person.
that's me in the corner.
At the end of completing this whole entire circle, we'll open up a panel for everyone to kind of discuss all the questions that have been asked, and you guys can discuss them with each other. So we have Legend of Total War, Azerlin, Noah from YouTube, Sam Pepper, and LT Zonda. So we're going to start off with Legend over here. So I'll kick it off to you.
Okay, sure. So
I wish more people had webcams.
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. Yourself?
They can't hear me. They can't hear me.
So I guess the main question that I have, and the main question that I see a lot on YouTube is, how does DLive make a profit?
DLive or Lino?
I guess both. How is it profitable? Because I'm seeing a lot of people asking, how is it scam? Well, it's a scam, and they're wondering, how is it possible that you're making a profit based on the way it works?
Yeah. So if you look at the Lino blockchain overview, we have section 2.13. So regarding on app developers, how can they make money? 3 ways that developers can make money out of it. So the first one is the Lino app rewards is coming out of the block rewards, and that's like very very similar to a lot of other blockchain projects. Like every single block that they produce, you get block rewards for doing something, mostly validating the open ledger. So in our system, we have something a little bit different. Is we not only reward our blockchain validators or miners, so-called, we also reward the app developers and of course content creators and other parties. There are total 5 parties. So that's the first income source that they could have. But this income source is mostly will be
the
done
that smile, Popo?
after mainnet. The second one, it's more like premium services and ads. It's very standard for any app developers to sell premium services. For example, if they wanna someday DLive introduce a premium service to streamers or to users in general, people will be able to purchase their premium services, and that could create a big chunk of money for their profit, and ads as well. So for site-wide banner ads or potential whatever ads they want to introduce, they can make money out of it. It's gonna be a split though, between the app developer and its own community, and how they're gonna split it is all up to them. But I think for example, channel pre-roll ads, obviously, content creators should have more, um, should be in charge much more than the app developer, because essentially it's their own channel. So that's the
Love you,
second income source
Gophers.
that they could have for app developer: premium services and ads. The third one, it's a log point rewards, or the voter rewards, or in the mainnet we call it like Lino stake reward. It's for all the people that lock their pointer and become a voter. If you participate in governancing the system, by voting, by participating in questionnaires and making decisions together to make the platform better, you get a reward from it. And this reward pool is from the 9.9% out of every single donation or subscription payment from users to creators. So for sure they're gonna make money in the long run, but I don't see there is a demand for making profit in the short run. It's just not necessary. It's like most of the other company. Amazon didn't make money for so many years. It's such a great company. It's super successful, the same as so many other companies. Tesla didn't make money, so.
Sure. The other question I had was, I heard a rumor that Alex Jones was banned from DLive. Is this true? And if it is true, do you want to explain as to why he was banned?
So I am not in charge of DLive in particular details like this, but I think it's all up to them what they want to do with their community guideline. The decentralized part in our ecosystem is how the economics work. Yeah, that's my main focus. But regarding on Alex Jones, I think it's all up to them. And no. Aside from it, I do want to add a little bit onto it. It's because it's in growth pain, the same as Lino. We have very limited people. We're still pretty small. A lot of our basic infrastructure services are based on, like, for example, Amazon, AWS, PayPal, all those giant company, and they seems like all taking a huge bash against, and I guess that put a lot of pressure under DLive. And
Yeah, sure. No, I understand that. So basically, just in summary, you want to be in good favor with PayPal, so because Alex Jones is in bad favor with PayPal, you just want to distance yourself from Alex Jones. Is that right?
I
More or
I
less.
cannot like really answer for them, but
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fine.
that's for sure one of the concern as my understanding.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are just questions that I've seen
Thank you, Cyclo,
upon
for the diamond.
various people asking these questions in the
And the
YouTube
ice cream.
community, and I'm
Mhm.
just relaying them to you. I personally, I don't really care one way or another.
Okay. Good questions. Thank you.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks,
I'll
Legend.
that's pass on to the next person now.
Yep, Azulin should be next.
Okay, so I've got a couple part questions regarding the locking of Lino.
Mhm.
Well, one of my viewers was asking, what does it exactly mean to lock Lino? And so I'll let you answer that, and then I'll ask for the next part.
So locking Lino means you become a voter of the whole system. So there are three fundamental design in the Lino blockchain, and the third one is decentralized ownership. Okay, so in the long run, we want to keep control of the whole ecosystem to the people that actually using it, because that's essentially how we're solving the class conflict problem between platform and its user. If platforms stand for, if platforms' fundamental interest is to make their own profits, regardless of whatever its community is thinking, that's a class conflict. Okay, that's what is happening in the traditional industry, and we want to solve that problem. And that's why we created the log point system to represent your voting right in the system. And also, we have the reward pool for voters. So that's the log point system.
Okay, and so why does it take 12 weeks to unlock Lino that you've locked?
Yeah, it's super important, 12 weeks, because when you are voting, you don't want people to vote for any short-term bad decisions so that they can manipulate the market. We want to make sure all the voters are aligned with everyone else for long run. So that 12 weeks it's the minimum guarantee that, okay, you're voting, it's proof of stake, your voting power equal to your stake, you're putting that much stake in risk at least for 12 weeks, so we can at least trust you for this amount of time. You don't have that, the whole voting system will become so vulnerable. I can give you one or two quick examples. One, let's say one of our let's say Twitch, okay? Twitch come on and put in 10 million worth of Lino and then lock them in and then make a horrible decision, forking our chain, mess up with everyone's wallet, and then just and go without a 12 weeks pending period. That would be horrible. They're not losing any money and they mess up your system.
Okay, so it's just to prevent for people from like exploiting the system just to make money on their own.
Yeah, it's very necessary.
Okay.
And again, Lino at this stage is not for investment, so I think no one should buy Lino for investment purpose. I already said that multiple times. It's a 100% utility token for DLive to use, so people should just use it as bits at this moment.
Okay, and I've got one more question, or are we moving on to the next person?
You're good. You have about 2 minutes.
Okay, why does it cost more to buy Lino than it does to actually cash it out? So like when you buy it, it's like, when I look at it, it's like $1.50 something. When I cash it out, it's like $1.20, then minus PayPal fees on top of that.
Yeah, I think we already said that in the app. I think DLive already posted the fee structure in the community community website.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't read that. Let's go through it here, please.
Sure. DLive does not take anything out of it. We make sure that, and all the fee that has been taken is all by third party. It's by either or Apple. If you purchase Apple, like anything else, Apple take a strict 30% cut. It's a huge cut, and we don't have anything to do with that. So if you don't want to be taking that cut, you might just use PayPal on the web. But PayPal charge differently as well. When you cash in, you can see different fee structure. Smaller amounts they charge a little bit like differently than larger amount. And the same thing happened to our payment gateway with Exola, the credit card company. They resolve all the cash-in disputes, all those problems. They take care of it, and therefore they charge a little bit higher than PayPal if you're cashing a larger amount. So we don't take anything. We're not, price. It's always a fixed price. It's just based on your payment gateway.
Okay. You can move on to the next one. I got some more questions, but you can come back around later.
Yep. Thank you, Evelyn.
Sickle, thank you for the ice cream.
Cool. We have Noah from YouTube up next. You gotta. There you go.
Hello.
Hey,
So I think
Noah.
I'll stop streaming on
How are you
YouTube
doing?
and exclusively stream on DLive.
Good.
I mean, I'm planning to keep doing YouTube, but the more YouTube pushes away from streaming, the more it kind of makes me want to go to other sites. But right now, my
Yeah,
plans are
hello.
to stay on
Can you
YouTube and do
Yeah.
DLive
So what's the
exclusive
question?
streams, so I'm doing both. So I've been doing sometimes twice
far as
streams
questions
twice a
go,
day. So definitely follow DLive if you want to
I think
make
one
sure
of
to
the biggest
be
things
notified for
people are
those.
concerned about is what's keeping like the blockchain together. I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of people is they're just kind of unclear of like how it's not crashing pretty much.
How it's not crashing? I mean, Bitcoin is not crashing infrastructure-wise. There are projects that have the consensus algorithm as such is not crashing. So blockchain itself is a very robust system on the mainnet. So there are only like 12 validators at this point. On the testnet, sorry. And there are only like 12 validators at this point, and so it makes the whole blockchain much easier to operate, and it's easier, lower risk and lower. It's more control from our side. Yeah. So how is the blockchain functioning? Do you want me to go into a little bit technical details or?
Yeah, I'm sure that would help out a lot of people.
Yeah, or I can talk a little bit about like under testnet here, what's the main difference between testnet and mainnet, and how is the testnet still functioning so well stably?
Okay.
So at the testnet period, it's for sure a bit more centralized than mainnet. To mainnet and after we launch mainnet, it's going to be a huge process towards decentralization, meaning more people are going to join the validation team or the validators committee. And but under testnet period right now, it's mostly from our team, and also we have a couple members from the community participating in block validations. So every single block, all validators has to participate to validate every single transaction that's happening on the blockchain. So make sure everything it's 100% clear and transparent. That's mostly how we maintain the ledger, and the consensus algorithm that we're using is called PBFT based POS. The fault tolerance level is around like 1/3. A bit different than proof of work or purely proof of stake, which their tolerance level could be 51% attack, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, and more technical detail will be released under our technical white paper. Right now, the current version, we already explained like what basic algorithm that we're using. By the way, we're using a Tendermint and Cosmo as our consensus layer. So they have been up and running for so many years, and it seems like a very stable and cool project. We're so glad that we use them. We choose to use them like a little bit more than a year ago. So that's why we're still functioning that well, because we choose the right tech stack.
Awesome.
Yep.
Any other questions, Noah?
One more question that people keep asking that I've heard is why and for how long are we going to be able to purchase Lino with PayPal? Because a lot of people are saying somewhere in PayPal's terms, this isn't coming from me personally, you're not allowed to purchase tradable currency.
First of all, it's not tradable.
Yes, I'm aware of that now. But the big question is, for how long are we going to be able to do it? Because isn't the goal eventually to move it into trade?
I wouldn't necessarily say that the goal is to go into like listing or something. That's not our major focus. Our focus is still tech development. I do not do anything with listing. So PayPal, I mean, it's all up to PayPal. They can upgrade their terms of services, but based on their current term, we're perfectly fine. We have been working with PayPal for 6 months at least. So far, we're doing hard, and the same as Twitch, the same as their bid system. And something alongside with the industry, I saw some news coming. I didn't confirm it, but I was intended to work with this as well. So that's a plus. Yeah, anything, whether PayPal will keep supporting us I'm not sure. It's their business. It's not my business. What we do is we focus on development and
Yeah, but as of right now, everything's perfectly clear, so there's no reason for people to worry.
yeah, there as a testnet stage is perfect fine. All the legal term, we work with the best lawyer here in the West Coast, and I think we're perfectly fine, unless thousands of people spamming PayPal saying, claiming we're something like tradable or something, which we already emphasize again, it's not tradable. It's just bits. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you for questions.
Thanks, Noah. All right, on to Sam Pep.
Yeah, what's up, Wilson? How's it going?
Hey Sam, what's up?
Just quickly, I'm gonna go first of all on that PayPal question we just had. Say PayPal stops working with you and stops allowing people to buy Lino and us to be able to cash out our Lino. Will you guys quickly implement a kind of direct to bank payment? Basically, is there ever going to be a period where we're not going to be able to, before we go to mainnet, is there ever going to be a period where we won't be able to cash out our Lino or we won't be able to buy Lino? That's the question.
First of all, PayPal is not the only vendor that we're using. We also accept credit card payments that does not go through PayPal. They charge differently, but still a very decent payment gateway globally, because we have a lot of cash in and cash out thing going through in European countries. So the same as Australia and Canada, and a lot of those countries, they don't accept PayPal. So PayPal is not the only one.
Yeah.
Even if something go wrong with them, they make a really bad decision, a wrong decision, we'll still be okay with the cash in and cash out system, unless the whole world ban us, which I don't think is happening. But even worst case scenario, we'll still guarantee your Lino cash out thing, but it might take longer. So I have to direct wire you, and you'll be you have to pay the wire transfer fee if that's what you're asking for. Yeah.
And here's another question based off of another thing you said. So you were talking about someone asked about locking in Lino, and you gave the reason of locking in Lino as you lock in Lino so that the community can basically have a stake and then they can vote on companies' decisions. But I feel
wouldn't say
like
company decisions. Sorry, I have to correct you there. It's not
sorry.
company's decision. It's the blockchain system decision. It's
Okay.
like whether we want to fork Bitcoin, whether we want to increase the supply of Bitcoin. It's all miners' decision inside the ecosystem. It's nothing to do with any company.
Okay, but I feel like personally, from what I understand of crypto, the reason why you want people to lock in coins is because it's beneficial to you guys as well and to your coin Lino. Is that not correct?
It depends on your interpretation. Like what kind of action it's gonna benefit.
Well,
Like,
if people have got a lot of locked in coins and you go mainnet, then that's going to be less coins that can be currently being sold, which then drives up the value of the Lino coin. If I'm not mistaken, I've only done a bit of crypto trading.
Okay, so let's put Lino aside. I want to explain a little bit about how crypto market works. It's basically supply and demand. And most of the other projects out there, they only got hypes. They have no products, they have no users whatsoever.
Yeah.
Lino is trying to do is to bring something solid with value, with a bunch of users, and with utility. So essentially, it's about people's expectation and the evaluation of how much does this ecosystem worth. It's nothing too much about how specifically you design it. I think that affects as well, but essentially it's how many users you have, how many people, how fast you're growing, what's kind of
yeah, that of course all of that affects the cost of the coin, but at the end of the day it is supply and demand. So if more coins are locked up, which you're encouraging users to do just to be a partner, you're told you have to lock coins. By encouraging people to lock coins, that's going to make the supply and demand way better in favor of the coin rising. Is that not correct, or?
Not necessarily. Look at all the other coins with limit supply.
Mm-hmm.
They burn token, they limit supply their token, look at their token price. It's shit. So we're
Okay.
going back to the store of value of your ecosystem. It has
But
nothing-
okay,
Mhm.
if the coin has good like use, if it has good utility, for example, let's talk about the coins that have good utility. The ones that are going to cost more are the ones that are going to be traded less, right? The ones that are lesser available, they're going to be the coins that are worth more. If we're matching them on perfect, like they've both got the same utility, if people are locking in their coins, it is gonna help. I feel like you have to be transparent with the fact that locking in coins does benefit you as a coin.
I'll say it's a very solid system, but anything related to market price, I'm very transparent about how I think the market should work or would work, but I just don't think directly it's directly associated with like this the
But because I feel like if you're saying it's just about voting, you could have implemented a voting system completely different. You could have based it off people that have been streaming on DLive the longest, or people who have the biggest viewership, or people who whatever. You could have based voting off of something else, voting decisions for the blockchain. But you're making people lock in their coins to vote, which makes I just feel uneasy about that, because I feel like you're not being open. In my opinion, I'm just saying, in my opinion, I feel like you're not being 100% open with why you're encouraging people to lock in their coins.
yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. And I feel like if you just came out and said, yeah, of course, locking in coins will help the value of the coin when it goes mainnet, because there'll be less coins available in the market, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And then it's everyone's decision whether they lock in coins or not. But I feel like it just, again, in my opinion, you're beating around the question a little bit, and there was a lot of different ways you could have done the trading. But I mean, we've gone over that one enough. I'll move on to my last question, because this one kind of summarizes everything. If Lino, for example, just completely fails, and maybe there's big controversy, and it comes out worst case scenario that that you scam everyone and whatever. Does that mean DLive will not exist? Is DLive dependent on Lino? And are DLive and Lino so heavily linked that DLive cannot live without Lino? That, I feel like that summarizes every question perfectly.
I don't think so.
You don't? I mean, what do you mean by you don't think so?
I think DLive is doing great, and no matter how first of all, it legally is two separate entity, so they are independent, and we'll try our best to make it work. And so far, we're doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just not going to happen.
Okay, but if Lino does fail, DLive and Lino linked to the point that if
I
Lino,
think DLive will stay survive as long
like
as they
DLive can dissociate with Lino is what I'm asking.
that's possible.
Okay, so then DLive could move away from Lino, and they could adopt a new payment system. They could just do bits like on, they could lose this blockchain aspect and just turn into a normal streaming site if they want. Like, Lino and DLive aren't in a contract together that says DLive can't exist without Lino.
Yes, you're correct on that.
Okay,
I understand that.
So then everyone that's
is
worried about
concern
Lino
people have, yeah.
and investing their time in the site as streamers shouldn't worry about that, because if Lino fails, DLive could move on and stand as an independent streaming site.
Correct. But all the benefits that they're getting out of the Lino ecosystem will be gone. So I think they might be
very unhappy about that.
charge a little bit more.
Yeah, and then the whole you know, giving back to the community thing, all of them things would change. I mean, it would lose that the coolness of the fact that streamers get more of their money, etc. The reason, Wilson, I know I feel like I'm going hard, but I just feel like
No,
people need
I
to
think you're
ask hard.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, they have to
You're
ask
perfectly
hard
fine.
questions to make. I don't want people to feel like I'm shilling a company right here, and you know, I'm bringing over a decent amount of people to this site, and I want to make sure I'm not getting scammed and I'm not leading other streamers down a path where potentially something could happen to them. So I want to try and like get the best questions out there and kind of get everything on a level playing field as best I could.
Yeah, sure. I think I appreciate your questions. I think they are very legit questions. I do want to tap into a little bit about the previous question that you asked about how the voting thing works. It's I understand your concerns, okay, but that's the whole beauty of proof of stake system with your stake. That's the best.
Yeah.
It's the simplest governance system you can find out there. Operating as a country, you know, I don't have a military to enforce. Okay, you have your RD card. I'm done to do KYC on you, and then you vote for, like, each one of you got one vote. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not to happen on the internet. I don't know your real identity. I don't even know your real name. So the only thing that you can prove yourself is through your stake. So it's a very, very good design, well designed system, and I like it that way. And that's why we have to do the lock point system in the way that we do it. And I couldn't figure out any other better design at this moment. But if you do, let me know, and
Yeah.
we're open to it. On the testnet, everyone's suggestion is so welcomed. So we're very glad to upgrade the system based on community's feedback. That's the whole point of being on the testnet period.
Okay. And again, I know a lot of people have asked this question. Really, it's
We're way over time, so let's open it up for a panel for everyone to discuss all the questions that were just asked and answered. And then if there's still more questions, Sam has one. We can go back around in another circle.
Okay.
So what was everyone's thoughts on all the questions? Any concerns? Any clarity?
I want to first open up with I really appreciate like everyone here in this room and also in the chat room. The supports, the critical questions. That's all the thing that it takes to make the whole ecosystem and community better. So I truly appreciate it. I'm not offended at any way. I'm just sometimes I look at all those YouTube video without talking to us, without getting complete information, and I just don't like people to come up with conspiracy without any true investigation. That's the only reason why sometimes we're a little bit pissed off. But in general, I think what's coming out of our community and the growth that we're facing, it's perfectly fine, and we're very happy with it. But as you can imagine, we're in growth pain. It's a lot of work to do, and yeah, thank you for and I'm very sorry for some little bugs still over here and there, and we're working on it.
Guys,
So,
panel's open.
So we can only talk about previous questions, or we can just carry on just discussing.
Well, let's see if anyone wants to comment on what was just discussed and add their thoughts and opinions or concerns. And if there isn't any, we can move on with more.
I've got a question. Okay, so kind of based off Sam's inquiry about if DLive were to move away from Lino, what happened with the Steam network that was prior to the Lino blockchain?
I don't know. So I think that question you should leave it to Charles. And but I think everything comes down to business. How you can run the community better. How you can sustain yourself, your business model better. In general, I do feel like I think the Steam system, it's okay, but the Lino ecosystem, that the way that we design it, is much better for video content sharing and also for sure like live streaming services. So we cover all the infrastructure costs, which the Steam does not. It's always down to business.
Okay, so going on that business principle, what's to say that you guys don't find a better one in a couple months from now, or shortly after Lino hits the mainnet, and go away from Lino? Like, how will that affect all the people with locked Linos? Would they get screwed? Like, what would happen if DLive decided to go with a different blockchain that's, as you say, a business
that was going to be my question. Are we going to 100% have ample time to cash out our Lino before you go mainnet? And I think that would help answer that question as well.
Yeah, I think that's like what I said in previous live stream. That's what we are 100% trying to guarantee.
Okay, so for a lot of my viewers have not seen the previous live stream. Could you maybe reiterate summarize what you said in the previous live stream, just to clarify for the folks who haven't seen?
Before testnet and mainnet period, we'll make sure you guys have enough time for whatever you decide to do with your Lino points. You ensuring you have enough time.
So at least 12 weeks then.
Or yeah.
Okay, because that's what it takes to unlock. So that's what.
I have a question about that.
Yep.
So, when Lino moves into the mainnet, how's that gonna affect the price of a Lino? Like, say, for example, if a person has 1,000 locked in, that's worth what, $12 as of now, USD. How's that going to change once it goes into the mainnet?
Again, I cannot comment anything about mainnet because there's no mainnet yet. We've only focused on testnet at this period, and there's no direct relationship between testnet and mainnet. That's what I'm allowed to say so far. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think the algorithm on how Lino is exchanged will be changed, depending on like how the price is affected, or is it still gonna maintain like 1 to 4 given in a chest every so often?
Oh, that one is always testing. So how the chess work, it's always under testing, and
Okay.
I think the new chess is coming up. So wait and see.
I think you
Rhythm is not written under the blockchain, so it's more like the DLive stuff. So DLive is testing out with the chess how we should give back to the community. It's a very tricky question. Anything that is written on the blockchain has to be 100% robust. That's why so far we haven't implemented the rhythm in the blockchain yet, because we're still trying to figure out the algorithm.
Gotcha.
Okay, sorry, just to pipe up again about the Steam changes before they switch over to Lino. I had people saying that there wasn't any real notification or like information prior to that change, and I think that's the concern that it could happen again.
So they give them enough time, and I don't want to keep talking about Steam. It's I don't know them, and leave it as it is, and I don't really care about what other. If you ask me about Steam or EOS or other people from like other projects, I don't really understand like how.
No, it's not about the Steam itself, but the change was done suddenly, apparently, and that's I think the concern with the Lino.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
so
comment there.
Okay.
So I don't think it was sudden to a lot of people that were participating on
I think we're here to answer a question about Lino, and I not.
The question's irrelevant because it was before Lino was even associated with DLive, so it doesn't really make sense asking Wilson.
So I'm here to answer any concerns that you guys have, and any suggestions for the testnet design, and I'm very happy to upgrade. We're working on it, and there are still a lot of design that we're still trying to figure out. For example, what Nova just mentioned, how should we reward our users? It's a very complicated stuff to anti-click farm, anti-bot. We already created what called the proof of human engagement algorithm to anti-bots. It's not been 100%
takes a lot of watching to
implemented
clear unit.
yet,
Yes.
So at this moment, we're still suffering with a lot of like the recapture stuff. It's not 100% perfect yet, but we're working on it.
I've got a question for you, Wilson. This is one that keeps coming up in my chat, and it's about the fact that there's this kind of, I don't know where the proof of this is. I think it comes from like an ether scan or something, that there's one holder of like 99% of all Lino. One person is holding that in a wallet. Can you confirm whether that's true? If so, who is that person, and why do they have that much control of that much Lino?
A very good question. I would like to tap into that even if you don't ask the question. So people are so confused about the ERC20, and I want to emphasize it again. I already said that previously in the live stream. it was only for airdrop purposes. So if you're familiar with any crypto project at that time, at that stage, every project do airdrop, and we did a super small airdrop to test the water. After that, we did not do anything associated with the ERC20 token. We did not plan to do it moving forward. So it has no direct relationship between the testnet or the mainnet. So just, yeah. Does that answer your question?
For
Yeah,
me,
it's
for
not
me,
related.
for me, it kind of went a little bit over my head. I just wanted to know about this. Pretty much, is there one account that has 99% of all Lino? Can you just
Of
answer that
course
yes or
not.
no?
Of
Okay.
course not.
And
Of
why?
course not.
And where are people getting that from? Like, where's that coming from?
What do you mean?
Where is that conspiracy coming from? Like, where's that? Why are people thinking that? So I can understand.
Because just people simply didn't do enough research. When they see the Ether scan, they thought, okay, this is a ERC20 token, but in fact we're not ERC based. We have nothing associated with Ethereum, and that's a total different blockchain. We have our own blockchain, but
So what they're looking at is like that ether scan they're looking at is actually nothing to do with Lino.
no, that's what that was for airdrop like more than a year ago. It has nothing to do with the
Can you
current.
explain the airdrop to people that aren't really heavily crypto? I feel like that's a big problem with people coming up with these ideas and feeling like they're scammed just because they don't know enough about crypto. So if you could be as layman terms as possible and explain exactly like what that was to us, that could.
AirDrop was like just giving people that joining Telegram or something or Twitter. It's like a free giveaway basically, but like a giveaway we did that like once.
Mhm. And what's the purpose of this giveaway?
That's the water promotion, and all the other projects were doing that, and we said why not? Let's try it out. But afterward, we figured out it's not a good way to create extra value, so we stopped at that.
Okay,
And
I still don't.
obviously, like no one hold 99% of Lino or whatsoever. It's impossible. We have a bunch of investors, and we have a lot of people, like still a small team, but still a decent amount of people in our team, and yeah. So that's totally false, and they should have done more research on that. And that people are saying like ERC20 token can direct transfer to the testnet blockchain. That's not true. If you look at the code, there's not direct correlation. It has nothing to do with the testnet.
Yeah, I think he's saying the ERC20 and the testnet Lino points are not related. So whatever is on Etherscan is not relevant.
Yep.
So what happened to the airdrop currency then? Like, where did all that go?
I think some people receive it, and how we're gonna deal with that, it's something we're not gonna deal with under testnet period. It has to be wait until mainnet, and then we'll figure out a solution for it. It's a super small amount. It doesn't really affect anything. It's super small.
Another question that keeps coming up is how many coins are there? And if you haven't got a set, like if you haven't reached the max amount of coins yet, where are you gonna max out the coins?
The same. If I ask a question like to Twitch, how many bits limit are there?
Mm-hmm.
Your answer would be is probably I don't know. Like right.
Well, it doesn't work with bits because they have a set amount of how much a bit's gonna cost. Obviously, you have a set amount of what a Lino costs, but when it hits mainnet, that question's actually gonna matter. Yeah. So I feel like you can't in that aspect you can't compare it.
That's why I keep emphasizing it's under testnet, and I do not have a certain schedule for mainnet yet.
Yeah.
Anything related to mainnet has to be answered closer down the time to
so then I feel like we're causing loads and loads of people to doubt Lino and doubt DLive because it's being promoted as like this decentralized crypto-based streaming site, but then you keep telling me we're testnet, we're not going to go mainnet. So then I feel like we're not going mainnet, we don't know when we're going mainnet. I feel like then what's the point of pushing this promotion that you're a cryptocurrency?
Yeah,
if
first
you
of all, like blockchain. I would like to say blockchain. Okay, blockchain is a technology not only used for creating cryptocurrency out there to be traded without creating any value. IBM, all those big company, Facebook, and Google, I know they have their blockchain department and they're using the technology to do something good, the same as us. Okay, so it's a lot of people when you talk about blockchain or crypto, they instantly thought, okay, that's another secondary market trading stuff. It's not necessarily the case, and that's what we are trying to do is just create value. And why don't people go after IBM and ask them what are you going to do with your blockchain and cryptocurrency, right? When are you going mainnet? I don't think that's a valid point if they really understand the industry and how the technology works. So the technology itself is fascinating. It's like it's already a beauty without doing
Thanks for the
anything
diamond,
else.
dude.
So without going trading or something, it's already very tech that we would like to use.
So then I feel like, why bother going mainnet? Why not just say right now, look, we're going to stay in this phase and we're never going to go mainnet because it works perfectly with the site and there's no point using Lino for anything else. Let's just keep it how it is. Because then you'd solve like 99% of all questionability of the coin or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to call it now.
Yeah, so that's a question that we're constantly pushing, and it's all based on how well we're performing, and we're exploring like what the future of the Lino blockchain should be. Okay, so it's still undetermined. I'm not guaranteeing we're gonna go mainnet within the next couple of months or something. If we do have that, we'll let you guys know. And so far, it's how startup works. There are lots of things. It's under design, and the same as all the algorithm and decision making. It's always along the way and see how it goes. It's you learn, you do, and then you based on the current situation, and then you make decision. Something that is so far along the line, I cannot predict it.
Are you guys allowed to stay in testnet form, or are you actually like going to be forced at some point to move to mainnet?
I don't think anyone is forcing. So,
But I mean, like, is there an X amount of time that you are required, or
No.
that you're only allowed to, so you can stay in testnet as long as you want?
Yes.
So for example, if you guys find out that moving to mainnet will mess around with too much,
Yep.
you would be able to stay.
Another question that keeps coming up a lot in the chat is, I saw someone doing some research on some of the investors. There's four Chinese firms that are behind investing, as far as I saw from the research, and they
Only
did.
for
Pardon? Is that correct?
not only for there are a
Not
bunch of others.
okay, but let's say four main ones then. And from what research I saw them doing on them people, they didn't have a great track record with ICOs or investing in other cryptocurrencies. What's your say on that? Because I see a lot of people bringing that up.
Our lead investor is Gen Fund. It's a very reputable company in the US and also in China. You can check it out. It's a very good investment firm. It's one of the top. I think the founder of Gen Fund make it the top 10 list or top 20 list this year as global investors. So it's super legit.
I mean, investing as in
I know,
putting
right?
money in,
Fintech.
or investing as in they're getting the biggest return.
So of course, putting money in, like lead investor, they lead the whole investment.
Yeah,
they're the
but I
first
mean,
one.
just because they have money to dump on companies doesn't mean that they're a solid investor or that their companies are going to do well. They,
Yeah, of
I
course,
don't know
of
how
course.
they.
That's the same as
So
anything else.
what I was talking about more is, by the looks of things, from what research I saw people doing,
Wind.
the companies that they did invest into didn't succeed.
The same as Google Venture and other stuff. They also invested in multiple companies that go public and went pretty well. So I don't think it's too much related to investor.
The
It's
simple
based
thing
on
is about
specific
investors,
projects.
they make investments. And sometimes those
Yeah,
investments
I
pan
think
out, and
what
sometimes
you're
they don't.
saying, Sam,
That's just
is
how
last
investing
year
goes.
there was a lot
I
of
don't know the
projects
history
that
though,
were
to be honest.
invested in. And honestly,
But I don't think he does
majority of
either.
them, those companies are not in good shape, or they're just not here. Where DLive Lino is still here. 95% of startups do not succeed. Only 5% are successful. So any of these venture funds that are investing into startup companies have a very low success rate to begin with.
But
Perfect.
I think so far we Lino has been around for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so far we're doing pretty good. It's
Yeah.
a very good momentum, and more than 90% of the company cannot survive until our stage, like to our stage. So we're doing pretty good, and I'm very confident about our future, and especially with all those support and your support, and you're trying to make the system better. That's why you did so many research, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And the answer about investors not normally succeeding, that makes more sense. So thanks for that. I don't have any more questions as of this minute.
I've got one.
Legend. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I was waiting. You have been silent for so long. Like,
I've
sorry,
been waiting.
waiting.
I was quite happy to sit there and let Sam do all the talking. It was
Oh,
brilliant.
Legend, I think you're still,
Just
still
like,
muted.
yeah, I can't compete with this. I'll just sit back. Anyway, one thing that's popping up in my chat a fair bit is about pyramid schemes. So I think it'd be best to nip this in the bud. Could you explain how Lino
Yeah,
is
exactly,
not
Rocky.
a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme?
Ponzi scheme.
So I haven't seen any kind of proof that out there saying like proof. Okay, you guys are.
Yeah,
pyramid.
I mean, I understand, but you got to understand that there's a lot of people that believe that Lino is a pyramid scheme. So for those
Ponzi
people,
scheme, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Let me
Yeah.
do it.
Not pyramid. Ponzi.
So pyramid scheme
Kinda like risk your
basically
isk.
means you're trying to get more downlines and make people invest in your product or buy a product or whatever, or and then keep getting return out of it. I already emphasized this is not for investment purposes. It's
There you go, guys.
treated like
Don't
bits.
invest.
So people cash in to donate to content creators, and therefore content creators cash out, and there are certain marketing
No,
budget
pyramid
that
scheme's
we
different.
have from the investment. So we would like to incentivize for example, we create esport events, we create some whatever like promotion events. DLive got PewDiePie, that's huge. That's a very good thing, and yeah. So I don't see there is any indication of us being pyramid scheme. We're not urging people to create downline, to create to get to buy points. We never ask people to buy points. It's based on their own will, and I already
Yeah, it's
warning
Ponzi
every
scheme. It's
single
not pyramid
one,
scheme.
It's not for investment. Don't try to make money out
Like
of it.
risk your isk in
Just
EVE Online,
use it as
where
bits. So
people give you
Yeah,
it,
no,
I think
and then you
that's
give them back double.
I think
And
that's
then
where a lot of people
once
get
people trust
their
you and trust you,
head
trust you,
around
trust you,
wrong,
giving you
I
all
guess.
that isk, and
Seeing
you
it
returning
as a
it, you just
cryptocurrency.
grab it all, cash
Yeah,
it
it's
all
very
out
normal.
once you get a big enough
Invested.
amount invested.
I think it's
That's
very
why it's
normal
Ponzi. It's kinda like that. That's what people think.
Blockchain and stuff. Though.
Well, I see why they're getting confused because it's set up like it's a cryptocurrency. Like when you go into your earnings section directly below the streamer, it shows all the transaction. I did some crypto stuff. If I'd come here and think it's a cryptocurrency because of the way all the transactions and the user IDs and how the coins are being sent. It looks just like a cryptocurrency. So I see why people think it's a cryptocurrency.
I mean, until it becomes freely traded, it's not considered a currency.
I know that, but I'm
Or-
saying
or- there are lots of terminologies, confusions around it, but look at Sparks. Okay, so Mixer calls Sparks their internal currency, so it's still a currency.
yeah.
So I don't want to mess up with the terms, but it is how it is. You already know how it's functioned, and yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like there's things that could have been avoided to avoid this kind of big debate about the cryptocurrency if you kind of didn't lay it out so much like it is a cryptocurrency. Like when you go below earnings, it says like blockchain username. And like the fact that the currency is moving around on a blockchain, it makes me feel like instantly, if you know, without looking into it heavily, oh, this is a cryptocurrency. Do you know what I'm saying? And if
Yeah.
you avoided that from the beginning, then there'd be a lot less of this conversation and this argument and people trying to nitpick because you're like, well, we never said we were a cryptocurrency. We never showed.
I think it's a process. Okay, I think it's a process. We're getting so many like people hesitating or sending out like doubts about the project because we are blockchain based, and that's the problem with the industry. I'm not trying to get away from it. We're trying to make it better. So there are thousands of crypto project or blockchain based project there. Pretty scammy or they didn't.
I don't know who
create any
that is. They're
value for
Mr.
the whole
Tickle or
industry.
Mr. Tricky. Mr.
They're
Tickle.
public traded, and so what we're trying to do is, I love the technology myself. I love how Bitcoin is allowing us to create a better, much clearer consensus on the internet, and that's super important. So personally, I do want to promote the industry in a positive way instead of walking away with the industry, but still using the tag. I don't think that's what moves things forward. I think it's we take all those steps, and even if people don't understand it, we come out and explain, and we constantly create value, keep the thing growing. So people can gain confidence of the whole blockchain industry. I'm not saying for all the other projects, but it's just for our own. We're trying to do our part to do good for the industry. So I won't do what you suggested. Like I get it. You're trying to make DLive better, trying to make Lino better, but running away from this industry might not be the ideal solution. And it takes time. The same as like look at like 1999. Like, you know, when people talk about internet, it's all scam, and we're about on the same stage. And I don't think that should veer us away from doing anything internet back in that time.
If you was a streamer, would you
wish I could
be
speak.
looking in your Lino, or would you just be cashing it out as soon as you get it, Wilson?
I think it depends how much I care about the platform. If I want to vote for more decision making, if I truly believe in long-term decentralization, making solving the class conflict problem.
Hey, Sean, I totally understand the concern with the
wanna
Ponzi. Totally understand it.
uh,
That's why, like, they even say don't like
bullied
invest
by,
in it. Just,
for example,
you know,
YouTube
use it,
or
make use of it.
Twitch, I'll definitely lock my
I
points,
totally
but
understand that concern,
of course,
Sean.
to maintain my daily spending, I'll have to cash out. So
Okay.
I think
Why can't I
basically,
speak? Just I don't like to talk over
I'll cash
people.
out some, I'll lock some, and I'll vote. I'll talk to people. I connect to people. If I were a streamer, I would smaller streamers as well, and yeah.
And I just want to confirm for anyone who's new or anyone that's tuned in, I cashed out my money and I've got it in my PayPal account. So to that point, it's not a scam that you're like literally not paying people out. So I think the only place where it can fall on hard waters is if and when you go mainnet, people who have money locked in, that money then fluctuates and they lose money on it. Through what I'm seeing right now, I can't see any other way where people can think that this site's a scam. Because I have been paid out, I have received that, it's in my PayPal account. The only way I can see there being any problems with this site is people having locked in money, it going mainnet, that money fluctuating and going a lot lower, and then what was
Sean, there are
$1,000
people
turns into
that have the
whatever,
Lino.
you
Like
know?
it's controlled by
And
investors.
that's just that's
I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't get any.
Like it's not mined. Lino
evidence
is not
of,
mined.
indicating directly we're a scam or whatever. And people are just scared about blockchain, and I get it. It's okay. It takes time. We need, like, all of us need to be patient and keep educating people why this could be potentially a much better solution. Why this is revolutionary. What we're trying to do, like, no one has done it before. Like, not taking cut as a platform, it's insane. And And yeah, so that's why we're getting so many attacks.
Someone in the chat said if PayPal blocks Lino, say they decide that whatever's been happening is not to their terms of service, is there any way that they can pull back the money that's in my PayPal account?
What do you mean in your PayPal account?
So say PayPal deems all of the activities that Lino has been doing with PayPal and says that it's not to their terms of service. Is there any way that PayPal could?
I don't want to say anything for PayPal. We have to look into their terms of service.
Yeah, I feel like that should be something that comes out because you know,
it's a PayPal problem. It's a PayPal problem.
Yeah, because that's another way. That was just in the chat. That is definitely another way that could end up in people being quote air quoting right now scam.
And as what I have answered, there are still other payment gateways to open. Payments and yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you.
I guess let's wrap this up.
Any other questions?
Got some questions about, well, I know that Lino's not mined, but there's always that concern that it's mining while you're opening those chests and all that stuff. If you want to just clarify that for some viewers.
It's out of nowhere. I don't get it. Why would they think we're mining?
Because the CPU on my Chrome runs higher when I run DLive.
No, it's all streaming. It's all streaming, and we're like, look at Twitch. They have developers working on making the whole backend more efficient. Okay, we have 30, and we got the top people here. So that's why we're still able to survive the whole PewDiePie hype. But your CPU is running. We're mining your CPU, and look at all the other projects. No one mines CPU anymore, so it's not efficient. Technically, it's impossible to mine your CPU and be beneficial to anyone else. So I don't think anyone would mine your CPU. No, it's not happening. And all the codes are transparent. All the code that we're running on GitHub, people said that should just take a look into that. 5 minutes, you'll see.
If you've also noticed, the quality on DLive is generally better. So it's pushing higher
way better than
quality,
YouTube.
which is pushing a lot more CPU.
Yeah.
It's way better quality than YouTube.
Yep. So
another
Legend,
question about the chests.
Sorry, I saw Legend was trying to ask a question.
I'm mostly having a conversation with my chat that there's various different questions. Like I think the main crux of it is that there's so much information on the internet and it's hard to trust certain things. And I think with all what's been said today is that you're never going to convince everybody. Some people are convinced it's a pyramid scheme. Some people are convinced it's a scam. And there is nothing you can say that's going to change their mind. The only thing I can ask is ridiculous questions like, what happens if everyone cashes out all at once? Like, some of that would just not happen. You know, we can keep going over these hypothetical stuff like the unicorn questions. What happens if I discover a unicorn? It's not going to happen.
Well, technically, if everyone cashes out at the same time, if the site has been managing their money properly, it shouldn't make a difference because all of them coins, all of them coins would have been cashed in initially, so they should be holding a pot of money ready to cash people out. So it shouldn't matter technically if everyone cashes out at the same time.
All legit concerns. I mean, if Amazon go down, what happened to their stock price? If you ask me, they'll go down to 0. If Amazon like crash and what happened to your Twitch beats? I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But
oh my god, you guys hate Sam so much.
100% our effort to make every single point secured and safe. Nothing is 100% guaranteed at this point. Like the same as Amazon. No one can guarantee Amazon will not go bankruptcy.
I think that's a thing that needs to be said. We need to understand that if you're going to purchase Lino and you're going to lock Lino, you understand that you're taking on risk. Okay, you can't ever guarantee anything in life. So I think a lot of people want guarantees that it's not going to crash or a guarantee that the value is going to go up, and you can't give those guarantees. It might crash, it might go down. That's up to everybody who purchases Lino and locks it, whether or not they want to make that investment or
Hey,
not. And if
thank
you're
you
not
for the ice
comfortable with it, then
cream.
don't make the transaction.
And I want to talk a little bit about, or share a little bit about my thoughts on the community side of stuff. System that we design, we're aiming to create a very, very solid and strong community, united community. Essentially, everyone will be voting on the behalf of their own interests. And because of the token system, everyone's interests should be aligned together along with the DLive platform. I think so far it's kind of demonstrating we have kind of a better, stronger community than projects out there. And
Yeah, but you gotta understand as well that, like, I'm sure Twitch in its infancy was like a great community and everyone was friendly and everything like that. As DLive will continue to grow, as I believe it will grow, because I'm gonna keep streaming on DLive, things are going to get increasingly difficult as you get more and more attention. Like this past week with PewDiePie coming onto the platform and getting a bunch of attention and people going through and scrutinizing everything. This is the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get You're going to get way more scrutiny than this over time.
That's my point. Because it's going to be much more challenging to maintain a lovely and supportive community. I think it would be nice if every streamers that has been streaming on DLive, including Sam, although you're fairly new to the community, I think we all need to do our part to make the community better. And I think so far what I have seen is all of you guys are doing so great, and hopefully I can we can all move forward a little bit more and keep supporting the community and create a very positive vibe around it. I'm happy to answer any question, and I'm happy to take the feedbacks to make the system better. We are the whole dev team, including I'm not developer of my own, but but the whole team is here for the community. Let us know, if there's anything you like to upgrade.
I see a couple of questions about validators and the fact that that they're currently receiving 10% of every
yeah,
block
that's the
they
Lino
mine.
dev guy.
Is that correct?
That's
first of all?
Wilson.
I have to check the specific numbers. That 10% is what we wrote in the blockchain overview, and that's for mainnet.
Because that seems pretty high, 10% per validator. If there's only currently 12 validators running, that probably...
No, it's super low. If you dig into it, it's super low. We're running some of the validators at it's super low. It's super low.
Okay.
Barely survive as validators.
Oh my god, I got questions.
And does a white paper only come with a mainnet, or could you release a white paper on a testnet? Because I feel like that could again answer a lot of questions.
I think for the testnet overview should cover most of it, because all those algorithms are constantly upgrading. If I come up with a technical paper for testnet, I have to upgrade it every single week. Makes sense. And people will get wrong information.
They don't know when mainnet's going to be there, Satosh. They don't know yet. Okay, so I've got some questions too. Can I pipe in with some questions?
Sure. Please.
Okay, so there are a few questions focused around the chests. First question, what is being changed on the PC chest? Why is it disabled? When's it coming back? What's being changed to it? So that's the first question. And then I've got two more about the chest once you answer that one.
Yeah, although that's more like a DLive question, but based on my understanding, it's that a lot of people, first of all, the first algorithm that DLive push, it's not 100% robust, so there are still people getting through the recapture, the proof that I'm not a bot thing. So they're constantly upgrading it, and chess, it's gonna be much better because based on the new chess design, it's gonna give content creators much more control. So it's also really robust against click farm. You never know. We have to test it out. It's something that's also one part I really like about our community, and I think we're getting feedback and we're constantly upgrading it, and we let you know what's the reason behind it. I think we already stated the reason in the community post. Of course, not everyone read it, but yeah, I'm happy to explain.
Okay, another couple questions about the chest. Does the concurrent users on the website affect the chest load times? Because some chests take 5 minutes with very little interaction in chat. Others take over an hour for like the same or even more interaction in chat. So what's up with that?
So far, it's all independent. But as the more you claim, the longer you have to wait.
So it discourages watch time retention?
So it encourages watch time and engagement, but just does not.
Well, if you have to wait longer, the
Someone
longer
who's
you
claimed,
watch.
yeah, someone who's
That doesn't
claimed
make
10
sense,
chests,
yeah.
it takes longer than someone who claimed 1 chest, is what you're saying, correct?
Yeah, that's very normal because you don't wanna. It's for anti-spending, spamming. Sorry. If you created like 10 accounts, clicking on it, then that's what we call farming. And indeed, there are a couple hundred people farming the system. That's why we shut down the web.
I understand that, but there are legitimate people who actually watch a
that's
full
why we're doing the
12-hour
upgrade.
stream. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I understand, and I'm very sorry about the algorithm that we designed previously. It's not perfect. It happened to a lot of projects, and the good thing is we're working on a new upgrade, and hopefully the new upgrade is gonna work better. And I think streamers will love it.
Can I make a suggestion for the new algorithm? It would be nice if
Okay, Sam, you're designing algorithm.
Yeah.
Nice, cool.
Could you have it so that the chest loads quicker for people who are more inclined to giving them lemons back after they've received them? Because then that would reduce click farming. If you're giving the normal chest load time to people who are donating them lemons back to streamers, then what would be the point in lemon mining?
Because you can create.
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how the new chest works.
And then you have 200
but yeah,
under your stream.
I get they're trying to prevent the bots from click farming, but at the same time, it is punishing
channels,
actual people who watch.
Channels, but I feel like you'd notice multiple channels getting donated from the same people over and over again. I guess there's always a way around everything, I guess.
Yeah. So you get why we have to work so hard, because the logic behind the whole system is so complicated. You come up with one algorithm, like 1 second I tell you how I'm gonna farm your system. It's a game theory thing, so it's gonna take a while. But I think based on the new design, people will see it's a huge upgrade. It's gonna be great.
So, in your opinion, do you think rewarding viewers with Lino is something that is gonna last for the foreseeable future, or do you think at some point it's probably gonna disappear because of the fact that I don't, like people are going to keep finding ways to profit off of that?
Yeah, it's true. When they could just have multiple phones, like a phone farm. I've seen video of people with like a room full of cell phones where they're just farming things or watching ads and stuff like that.
And also a friendly system.
And
so
there's no surefire way to stop people botting it. It's gonna happen no matter what they do. They're trying to reduce it,
but just not as direct as us.
But I don't know how they're gonna reduce it without punishing the regular people.
All the other projects. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it going.
I think with the reward system on DLive, I think people need to understand is that you do get rewarded for watching and participating in the stream, but you're not going to be able to supplement your income from it. Sort of thing.
It's a super
just from
small.
Watching a stream.
It's a very small.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount. It's more for like encouragement, and it creates a very good, healthy vibe. And also giving back to the viewers, I think they deserve it, because in the long run, let's say what if someday DLive start to run ads like Facebook? Okay, what if they start running ads like
things could change,
like all the other platforms? Of course, in a more friendly way, people will have more control out of it, but still a very big chunk of money. And I
Thank you so much, Rush. I know my camera's backwards.
Because they participated.
Thank you so much, though.
Their data has been used for advertisers. And it's very fair to claim that, for example, if you are a Facebook user, Facebook should give you back something.
They keep people from farming. Yeah.
Other than just using your data.
I understand that.
Give you nothing.
Slayer Keith, I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah, that's something that I don't get, because I don't
I'm not asking that.
Facebook or anyone is owed anything.
Sigil, thank you for the ice creams.
To just watch. It's something that I found strange about DLive, to actually reward the viewer just for watching.
Do you think that's only strange, or that's a good thing, or a bad thing, or?
I think it's a good thing, but it's just strange to me because it's sort of like going to the grocery store and buying your groceries
Thanks for the 5
and
ice
then
cream,
getting
Sicklo.
That's
paid
right.
to do it. Sort of. It's
Lemons, bitch.
odd.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah. For example, beats in the beat system.
I'll
you can
try.
watch
It's hard to
ads
get a
for
word
getting
in.
beats.
Yeah.
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 That's free.
Yeah.
And you watch ads, you do mission, and you get free money.
Yeah, that's sort of what I compare it to. Like, there's some mobile games where you get the gold or whatever. You get paid $10 to get some gold, or
Yeah.
watch a 1 minute ad and get 1 gold, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of to incentivize you to actually participate.
Yeah. I think we're doing a lot of things that has done differently by all the other platforms. That's the whole point of innovation, and in order for us to disrupt the industry to create a better ecosystem, we have to keep pushing that. And meanwhile, we're perfectly okay if people the idea at the first sight. It's very normal, but the point is to keep pushing forward and make things work. If it doesn't work eventually, then we have to stop it. But it seems like it's running okay.
DLive doesn't make money.
I
5.
mean, it doesn't happen a lot. I think because whenever I stream,
That was the
for a
first
long
question
time.
that
I
was
usually stream
asked.
like 6 hours, and as what people have said before,
Yeah, right now that doesn't make money.
If someone's been watching for 4 hours or whatever, and they've already unlocked 10 chests, it takes like forever for the next chest to unlock. And when people have been watching me for such a long time, they start to get very frustrated with the chest not doing anything because you led them into the forest with some breadcrumbs, and then the breadcrumbs ran out, and they're like, "Where's the breadcrumbs?"
Very, very good feedback. We noticed that already in the new algorithm, the new chess is gonna be more based on
It can be
every
anywhere
single
between 1 and
channel.
5
So,
lemons,
the
Sean.
content
I've had
creators
it
will
get
have much
most
more
I got was
control,
3, but it can be anywhere between 1 and
with
5.
the-
It's just
with the
really,
chest.
really rare.
So-
Really, really rare to get 5.
It's a big change. I'm not saying people are gonna take it 100% nicely. People are gonna suffer a little bit when change come up. But I think it's a better and robust system in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, you got to experiment with these things. I mean, it's completely unheard of. So
Yes.
there's going to be mistakes, and that's to learn from. And I think people need to understand that as well. Like, I understand that there's going to be technical issues, and sometimes
Yeah.
that might impact me as a streamer, but mistakes are to learn from for both me and the site.
And also through this live stream, I really would love to
Sorry, what was that?
appreciation. No, I really want to send my appreciation to all the streamers here in the community. I mean, amongst all those, you guys are still here, sticking like streaming and staying around, supporting each other. We're very, very grateful for what you have done to making the whole system better, and we're doing our part. And thank you for understanding. I truly mean it. I personally feel a lot of frustration when we are facing a lot of bugs, and we're just trying. Like there's nothing we can do but keep working really hard to fix them and keep upgrading algorithms, keep doing good stuff, keep getting feedbacks. That's all we can do.
Can you add two-step authentication to Lino wallets?
Yes, the Lino wallet is going to be upgraded in the near future. Not near future. I don't want to promise that because we just have way too less people with this big project, like the PewDiePie thing. PewDiePie is getting on tomorrow. I think it's a huge thing. You have that much.
I just think anything with money being held in it, there should be some sort of two-factor authentication.
Yeah, sure. We'll let the team know and make the wallet more secured and better. We'll definitely take that in mind and try to make that happen as soon as possible.
Okay, I'm out of questions.
Oh, Harry, thank you so much, dude.
Thanks so much for your time, Wilson. I know you're super busy as well.
Feedback on this type of panel or discussion, because
I'll give you some feedback.
I shouldn't do it, but I just feel like I have to do it. It's a lovely community, and I just feel like I have to do it.
Yeah, no, I'll give you some feedback. Like reading the responses from my chat, and doing live streams for as long as I have, and being on YouTube, I think one big feedback that I can give is to talk in as simple terms as possible to people, and
Yes.
just like directly answer the questions as much as possible. Try not to beat around it as much as possible, because as soon as you start doing that, people are going to get suspicious. And I noticed
And that's
it a
why
lot in
people
my
are
chat
still
as well.
suspicious of
And
the
I know
Ponzi
that
scheme.
you weren't trying to do it. It's just that you don't have probably as much experience as us here at dealing with an audience. And audiences can be very fickle, and they will sniff out any sign of hesitation immediately. So what you have to do is what I do to protect myself is when someone asks me a question, I answer it as directly as possible and leave no room for doubt.
The more you speak, the
Okay,
more
I think
they
that's
can.
a very solid.
Yeah, the more you say, the more they can nitpick.
Because
so.
there are a lot of things that I'm trying to explain.
Oh no, I totally understand where you're coming from. You got a lot of
I
like
get
you
it. I get
understand
it.
it at your end.
Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah. But it's just like at their end, they like don't understand. I don't even understand cryptocurrency that well, and so some of the stuff goes over my head. But for the audience point of view, for everyone listening, you just have to like get to the crux of it really quickly. That's what I have found to be effective.
Yep. Thanks for the feedback. I'll do better next time.
Ezerlin, I think you were talking, but you might be muted.
Oh no, I just talked to my chat because there's still concerns that it's a Ponzi scheme. Like risk. If you've ever played EVE Online, there's always this thing, risk your ISK, and you give this random person your ISK, your currency in game, and they give you back double. So people kind of eventually, enough people get the reputation. Oh yeah, we just lock all of our ISK to this person, and then one day that person just walks away making a ton. That's the concern with what's going to happen with Lino with all the locked currency, and that's why people are still speculating it could be a Ponzi scheme. And I know you said that you guys would give ample notice if Lino ever was going to change from DLive, but that concern is always there because there's nothing really in writing. It's just you saying, "Oh, we'll always give you time."
Then all them people that are worried just don't lock your Lino. Easy.
Right. I totally understand, but that's some people, right? They're like, "Oh, I want to make a quick buck," sort of thing, and
well, this is what people want to do. They want to make a quick buck, but they don't want to risk anything. So
yeah,
it's like, well, then you're not
right.
going to make a quick buck. Do you know how much risk I put myself into just by doing YouTube full time? I was like, I had to quit my job, and there's always risks associated with it. Life is full of risks. If you don't take any risks, bury your head in the sand, okay? And you'll be fine. But
I completely understand, but yeah, that's still like one of the concerns is that it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't really been clarified that you'll for sure give ample time.
I think Wilson clarified that everyone will have ample time for the unlocking process.
Yeah, I already emphasized again. There will be enough time for sure. If you want to unlock the points or do something with that, for sure you have enough time. At least 12 weeks, for sure.
No problem. All the cash outs are coming directly from the cash-ins as well.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like I said, this is just a concern that keeps popping up in chat here and there. So.
No problem. I understand. It's okay. I think the more we do it, the better. Or what's gonna clear rumors out is just by creating value. Like years ago, like people are still blaming Amazon as a scam. It's not making any money. Nowadays, people talk about Tesla the same way, and until you become something that actually create a legitimate value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speaking from personal experience. I do my YouTube at full time, right? For the first 4 years of me doing it, I made no profit. All I did was pay my bills. That's it.
At least you made that.
Yeah.
I was negative.
Process,
so
right?
good now.
My first year of YouTube.
Yep, we're still very young, and in general, I think it's a lovely community. And thank you all for the time. And I'd love to be in touch with you guys more often. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm sorry, my experience on stream or talking to the audience is not that much, and next time I'll do better. But I wasn't trying to try to find any excuses. I was trying to explain the system in a full picture.
Yeah.
Because
let me ask that,
it's a complicated big system.
Yeah. And I think if you were talking to more techie people, like if you're doing a kind of crypto conference, that would work a lot better. But with us right now, we're just we're everyday people, and I think a lot of the a lot of the worries and a lot of the concerns come from people who don't fully understand blockchain, cryptocurrency, etc. So to break things down into the most simplest way and keep it as short and sweet as possible for them people, it's going to help answer their questions better.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you're trying to escape here, but I just got a question popped up in chat right now. The giving away of the Lino in the chest and everything, that's obvious. That can't be sustainable forever. Like, that doesn't really make sense. So, like, what's eventually going to happen? What about inflation and all that stuff?
As far as marketing budget, it's coming out of investment fund. It's very simple. It's normal, and eventually,
It can't last forever, though.
For example, like Beat is doing it for letting people watch ads, and maybe we can do something like a little bit more friendly. So if DLive push like a banner ad, then the viewer get maybe a couple dollars out of it, and then the streamers get some out of it. So yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can sustain that chest. It's very.
That's more of a DLive question, Baller. I'll ask Stone Crypto after.
With an encouragement for people to keep engaging with viewers, with streamers. So.
Okay, so you're thinking DLive might eventually transition to ads of some sort.
Like what we said in the doc, apps are free, and how they want to monetize is their thing, and I think ads, friendly ad, it's a possibility.
Okay, does that answer your question?
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys, before we wrap this up?
That was asked earlier on.
This is a long call.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Thank you. Thanks so much for having us.
Wrap it up.
All the other questions I have are pertain to just DLive specifically, so.
Yeah, that's my question, and it's more to Stone Crypto or maybe Wilson. We need to do one of these with Charles. We need to one of these with Charles because there's a lot.
So
of
yeah, I have a lot of DLive
questions.
questions.
And which we want to answer.
I think moving forward, I'm thinking more like either me and Charles or the whole team, we should do more like AMA, but in written format, so people can actually go back and check.
Yeah.
The problem with this, it's like I feel like I'm repeating myself so many times since I already done my last stream, and also previously I did a live stream before. So to explain, people are not gonna watch a long video for like 1 or 2 hours. It would be much better if we do better FAQ and AMA in written format. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
just a lot of concerns.
That's with most live Q&As. It's always the same questions getting asked.
Yeah, and we already did part of the FAQ. We're constantly doing.
They don't know yet, Seventh. They don't know yet.
For the community, so we're gonna keep it.
Yeah, they're not sure when they're going to mainnet or when white paper's coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
For hopping on
Thank
this
you.
call on such short notice.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you again, Wilson.
Thank you.
It's all right.
Bye.
All right. Leave call. All right, let me turn my camera back on. Webcam, where are you? I have to like disable my webcam, I think, in here first. I don't even know how to turn my camera back on because like Discord messed it up. But yeah, so I hope that answered some of your questions. I know we didn't get to get all of them answered, obviously, because there's just not enough time to keep all of the questions going. And well, that actually went half an hour past what they were planning to do. But yeah, I still understand some of the concerns. I mean, I get it, but if you're not certain about the locking of Lino and everything, that just don't lock it. If you're, you don't have to. Nobody's making you. I guess just if you want to be partner, but 2,000. I mean, that's only $20, so you'll cash out more than that anyway. What a train wreck, dude. That's kind of. It was a little disorganized. I thought we were gonna be rotating the questions a little bit more, but it was a lot of some people talking more than others. I did speak up and talk as much as I could. I hope I got a lot of your questions answered, though. And, yeah. As for the stream later on tonight, we are going to be playing some Dead by Daylight. I know I can't get my camera to turn back on. I don't know. Let me see if I can fix my camera. Turn it off. Turn it on. It's working! Hello! We have a face. Okay. I got enough talking. I tried to do my best to talk, guys. I feel like my camera's like really low compared to usual. Let me just move that really quick. Thank you for the ice creams, Red Spartan. Dude, let me fix my camera. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so like I said, I still have questions that I didn't get to answer. I did save them in a document somewhere. If we are able to join another Q&A or submit questions to Charles directly, I'll try to ask them. But a lot of the questions we still have are like DLive specifically. And I think a lot of the Lino questions got answered. And I think some of the concerns that, he did address, I think that's going to be a concern for some people, like, no matter what he says. Just because, people are always skeptic of things they're not familiar with. People are going to be skeptic when they don't know how things could happen. Just, if you're worried about the whole Ponzi scheme, again, I understand the concerns. I completely do. But just don't lock Lino. If you're concerned with that, just don't lock Lino. Doesn't mean the site's a scam. It just means, if you have concerns, just don't. You enjoyed the stream. Did anybody ask about DLive features like rewind, pause? No. Again, a lot of the questions that we have, we didn't get to ask, like, because they were DLive specific, not towards Wilson there. Thanks so much for the ice cream. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the lemons and other lemons and other lemons. Oh my god. I try to speak up. I'm pretty good about opening my big ass mouth. So, is DLive like Discord or other? DLive is a streaming platform. So you'd probably compare it more to like Mixer, Twitch, YouTube. It's in its early stages of like existing, of being around. So obviously there's going to be features. Hey, Seventh, thank you so much for the diamond. Epicism, thank you for the ice cream. Slayer Keith and Baller, thank you for all the lemons, and Cyclo for the lemons and the ice creams. I really appreciate it. But yeah, like with any new site, there's going to be growing pains to it. Things can change, and I totally understand. I kind of wish I feel like he kind of jumped on me a little bit when I asked more about the Stream It thing, of how the transition from Stream It to Lino was like so quick when that question was asked in chat. I know he doesn't know about Stream It, but I mean, that's still the concern with Lino, and all we have is his word that, it's not going to happen, that they're going to give ample notice, and I'm inclined to trust that. I'm not going to lock more than I'm comfortable with, and as nobody else should as well. You didn't watch the Twitch anything because you can't control the stream. You can't pause it. It's not watchable. Oh, Twitch you can pause, but yeah, when you unpause it, it goes to live. I kind of wish there was a DVR on DLive, but again, that's a question for Charles on DLive, the CEO of DLive, not for Wilson, who controls, like, who knows about the Lino stuff. About Lino, on the website it says Lino has no worth. Yes, I know. I've read the terms of service. Oh, Steam It. Sorry, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I apologize. Sorry, Gen Runner. Yeah, he was a little bit upset about that. I think he could have handled that a little better. But again, he's not used to this type of a format, where you're sitting in front of people, running your yap, answering questions, and sometimes questions can catch you off guard. Like, I've been there. We've all been there, somebody asks you a question and maybe you get a little defensive about it, or maybe it just, rubs you the wrong way and you just kind of react. We've all been there. Every streamer's been there that I've ever known, so even I've been there. Shut the front door. I'm so sorry. You've been involved in several $1 million ICOs, and they are legal because of SEC regulations. Like I said, I'm not a business person. I'm just a regular person. But yeah, I understand the concerns that some of you guys have, and I hope that this podcast thing helped to address some of your concerns. But if you still have concerns, just be smart with what you do with your Lino. That's all the best advice I can give you, I guess. It was interesting to watch. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I don't know when Charles is going to do a Q&A. He might do it on paper, as they said, because the thing with the live Q&As and live AMAs is you do get a lot of the same questions that you've said in other streams. Like, I know that from my own experience too. Like, I've done 2 or 3 live Q&As on YouTube, and every time without fail, I get the same questions. There's always some new ones, but there's a lot of the same ones, and I always wind up repeating myself. So I think it's better to probably do it in like a video format, where you just like record the answers and like, cause you put out a video, give me all your questions, and then make an edited video. I think that's a better way to do it, or even just like a frequently asked questions page of sorts. Missed half the chat, but it was a good talk on the last half. Go to their channel on the bottom. There's a replay tab. There's a way to clip. I don't think I know how to clip though. Lol, Best Buy, thank you for the follow. And yeah, there is replays. You can definitely go back if you missed anything. This video will be up on my YouTube channel, and it will be in the replay section on DLive for, I think it lasts for like a month on DLive. Because I'm a verified partner, I think the videos last for a month on there. I think global partners, it lasts for 2 months. But yeah, so you can always watch it if you missed some of your questions. Like I said, I didn't get to answer or ask all the questions I had, but not all of them were pertaining to Lino per se. You were not aware that till now that DLive banned Alex Jones. They did. I was actually really disappointed to hear that myself as well. I do not agree with Alex Jones. I do not put stock into like the majority of what he says. That said, I defend his right to speak. And I am a little disappointed that they banned him. I understand the reasoning why they were trying to distance themselves from him so that PayPal wouldn't like shut them down. Because, you know, unfortunately PayPal is kind of pushy like that. They pressured Patreon as well to get rid of certain creators that that I used to support on Patreon. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed DLive, you know, and I'm gonna continue to stream on it, and I hope you guys will continue to support on DLive, show some love there. We will be streaming later on tonight, doing Dead by Daylight, because I haven't done it in a few days. I know a lot of you guys were asking for it. And yeah, don't forget to follow on Twitter as well. Join us on Discord. We've got a really good Discord community here. And let me see if I can find my Discord link. I have to copy paste it because it doesn't. I want DLive. Like I said, DLive is in its kind of early stages, so it doesn't have some of the functionality that other streaming sites have. Like, for example, posting commands. There is Discord's link. Feel free to join our Discord. I always post announcements there when I go live. Actually, there's a giveaway section too. Somebody just posted Assassin's Creed Unity is free on Uplay right now, so if you want that game, go get it. It's free. And Live for Love and Warlock. I love Warlocks, by the way. And Blind Run, thank you guys for the follows. Welcome to the family. And yeah, so we're gonna wrap this one up here. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Ariel. Thank you to Harry. And thank you to Rush, Cyclo, and AE Wind, as well as, let me scroll down here. Seventh was, I think, the fourth one there. Really appreciate all the support. I will see you guys later on today. I'm gonna go have, I didn't even get to, I've got my dinner or my lunch right here. I didn't even get to eat it because it's, the thing started. I got a nice chili burger right here. I didn't get to eat for my lunch. So I'm gonna go grab some lunch. I'll be back later on today with some Dead by Daylight. Looking forward to playing that again, and we're gonna discuss the Legion changes that are coming. And some of the other changes that are coming. So yeah, I will see you guys all later tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out and checking out the live stream /podcast/Q&A thing tonight. Blax, thanks so much for the lemon. Vatty, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate all the support, guys. Again, thank you. I'll see you guys all later.